The billboard on Sunset Boulevard was 50 feet tall. My face, my eyes, my smile, my unmistakable scar above my right eyebrow from a childhood bicycle accident stared back at me. Underneath, in elegant script, Vassy Luxury Skincare. The family secret to perfection. I stood frozen on the sidewalk, my morning coffee cooling in my hand. I was a freelance forensic accountant, not a model, and I had certainly never agreed to this. My phone buzzed immediately. My cousin, Dimitri, the CEO of Vassy Cosmetics, our family's Greek-American empire. Alexandra, you've seen it? Magnificent, yes? You're the new face of our authenticity campaign. Dimitri, you used my photo, my face, without asking. Without a release, but calcula, we're family, your face is our face, this is an honor. Your mother is thrilled, my mother, the peacekeeper, the one who always said, the family brand comes first. Alexa, don't make waves. I went to the Vassy headquarters, a gleaming tower paid for by olive oil soap and the myth of Mediterranean purity. The campaign was everywhere, in magazines, subway ads, online banners. My likeness, photoshopped to airbrush perfection, selling a secret family recipe I knew was manufactured in New Jersey. In the executive suite, my family waited, Uncle Yanni the patriarch, and Eleni head of marketing, Dimitri, and my mother looking anxious. Alexandra, darling, Uncle Yanni boomed, kissing both my cheeks. You've given us a 10% sales bump, the real cousin angle is gold. I want it taken down, I said, my voice quieter than I intended. And I want compensation, market rate for a national campaign model, plus damages for using my identifiable scar without consent, the room iced over. Dimitri laughed nervously, compensation, we're family. The exposure is your compensation, your scar makes you relatable, and Eleni added. It's not a flaw, it's a feature. My mother touched my arm. Alexa, please, don't be difficult. The family is doing so well. The family, always the same family that had paid my brother a director's salary for doing nothing while I worked my way through college. The family that expected me to audit their books for free because it's for the family. I looked at my face, 50 feet tall, selling a lie. I was just another unpaid asset on their balance sheet. I'll have my lawyer send the cease and desist, I said, and walked out. My lawyer, a fierce woman named Miriam who specialized in intellectual property, sent the letter. The response was a family-wide email, subject line, a lesson in gratitude. It detailed all the family had given me, help with tuition, a $5,000 loan they'd made me repay with interest, connections for my first Java connection I never used, the priceless exposure of the campaign. It concluded that my demands were not only rejected, but I was to apologize for my un-Greek behavior. Miriam read it and smiled. Good, they've put their dismissal in writing. Now, we go for more than a modeling fee. What more? Everything, she said. You're a forensic accountant. You've done their books. Did they ever have you sign an NDA, a non-compete? No, they never imagined I'd turn against the family. We sue for misappropriation of likeness, emotional distress, and fraud. They're using your family image to sell a product with no real family connection. The discovery process will be invasive. We get to audit everything. While Miriam filed the lawsuit, I began my own quiet investigation. Using my skills, I traced shell companies, offshore accounts, and questionable payments. Vassy Cosmetics was a facade. Their all-natural ingredients were synthetic. Their family-owned business was 30% owned by a shady private equity firm with ties to environmental violations. And the financials were a house of cards, propped up by the authenticity campaign that featured my stolen face. The lawsuit made headlines. Cousin sues family's empire over stolen face. The family rallied against me in the press. I was ungrateful, money-hungry, trying to destroy a legacy, but then Miriam dropped our first discovery bombshell in court, evidence of the fraudulent ingredient sourcing. The press flipped. Vassy's family secret a lie? The family's lawyers requested a private settlement meeting. The empire was crumbling, stock was plummeting. Retailers were dropping the line. In the conference room, my family looked hollow. The bluster was gone. What do you want, Alexander? Uncle Yanni asked, defeated. Miriam slid a single sheet of paper across the table. Our offer: 1. A public apology and retraction for the unauthorized use of her likeness. 2. Damages for fraud and distress $5 million. 3. Alexandra receives 25% equity in Vasi Cosmetics, non-dilutable, and a seat on the board. And Eleni gasped, "That's a controlling share. You'd own us." "No," I said, speaking for the first time. "I'd own my face and the value it added to your company before you poisoned it with lies. This isn't a negotiation, it's a choice. Accept this, or we go to trial next week with the evidence of your environmental fraud and financial misrepresentation. The EPA and SEC will be very interested." My mother was crying silently. Dmitri stared at the table. My brother, who had been silent, finally spoke. "Do it. Sign it. She's the only one who can actually save this company now." He was right. They needed my silence, and they needed my credibility to have any hope of salvage. They signed. The press conference was surreal. I stood at the mic, my family a stiff line behind me. I announced I was now the majority stakeholder and chief integrity officer of Vasi Cosmetics. We were recalling tainted products, reformulating with true, ethical ingredients, and launching a new line, Vasi Verified, with full transparency. The face of the campaign would be rotating real customers, not unpaid family. In the elevator afterward, alone with my mother, she whispered, "You destroyed your family for money." I looked at her, this woman who chose the brand over the daughter. "No, Mama, I dismantled a lie to save our name. The family was already gone. Now, at least, the name might be worth something again." I walked out of the building, past the workers already taking down the 50-foot billboard with my face. The scar above my eyebrow caught the sunlight. It wasn't a flaw or a feature. It was a receipt, proof I'd survived a crash. And I was just getting started.